Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saki here, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. And we are in Pendleton. I wanted to head east, but our job market has decided to take us from the Tesla dealer here in Pendleton down to Coos Bay. So we are going to be going through Portland, down the 5 through Salem, and we're making a right turn on the 20 and then getting in on the 101 coastal highway right here, which looks to be pretty cool. Probably pretty scenic. Got some switchbacks and some interesting driving here, and then we'll end up right in the heart of Coos Bay, where then I can sleep and fuel and repair my truck. We're heading to a Miller, which I mean is typical in Oregon. It's going to be 432 miles with an 8-hour, 2-minute trip time. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's put this bad boy in gear. We're carrying a gooseneck trailer with a shipping container on it out of the Tesla dealer. It could be some pretty high profile parts, pretty high electronics perhaps. But either way, it really doesn't matter what we're carrying as long as we carry it to a place that we haven't been, and Coos Bay is a place that we haven't been yet, and down the 101 is a road that we haven't been to. So this is the other side of Pendleton here. We rolled in Pendleton in the last episode and didn't get to see much. I believe we turned off right before the heart of Pendleton. All right, 4 ways off. Let's get back up to speed. Now it's almost 4 in the morning, so the sun should be rising, but this is the part of the journey that we've seen before in the last episode, so we're not going to be missing much as far as sights and sounds go. And then once the sun rises, then we'll be back onto new territory, which is always good. We'll be leaving Pendleton here shortly. Yeah, let's hold 30 through here, and then we have to make a left turn at Albuquerque, which that worked in the New Mexico DLC. It doesn't work in the Oregon DLC. We'll make a left turn after the train tracks, which doesn't have the same ring to it, but effectively it's the same thing. Hello, Ossifer. All right, clear on the left. Right looks to have a few overzealous. Is that a, oh, it's a truck with a horse trailer on the back. Interesting indeed. If you used your signal before, I could have went there, guy. We'll settle in behind the Camaro, though. All right, and then let's get up to 40 miles an hour and see what we can see on this trip. So we are heading to Portland, bypassing the airport. Oh, that guy just decided to jump out in front of us, didn't he? But the highway is coming up here, and then we'll be able to get on I-5, head back towards Portland, and be in like a dirty shirt. Let's go ahead and set the cruise for 40 as we come through here. We almost missed our exit because I was worried about our cruise control, but we should get on the highway here soon, get up to highway speed, and head back to Portland. All right, merging should be fine here. Let's go ahead and get up to speed. I imagine it's going to be 55 through here, perhaps even a little bit quicker. We are technically speeding now until we get right here. Looks like 65 for trucks, so we'll go ahead and take that. And then 65 back to Portland. Passing Kennewick here. Awesome sauce. All right, and set her for 65. Set it and forget it. So thank you so much for tuning in to the next episode of American Truck Sim here. After this episode, we'll have a few more places to go for sure. There are even towns that we drove right by that we didn't get discovered on the map. So that's a reason to go there and take a look around. Looking forward to seeing what else Oregon has to offer. We haven't got any achievements really. We've ticked off a few prerequisites for an achievement. Basically finding every city in Oregon is what we need to do to get the Beaver State achievement. And then deliver from 3 separate mills, I believe, is another achievement that we can get. Oh, we're bypassing a rest stop here. Why you have to be slow? I'm just tearing right through here. So we got a slow left lane leaner. We'll be able to just bypass him in the dump truck like it's our job, because technically it is. Sun will be on the rise. There it is in the east, and because we're heading west, the sun will be rising behind us. But I'm interested to see 101. I know the coastal highway is very picturesque, very cool. It's a iconic drive. If you're on the west coast, then driving on the 101 is kind of a requirement. Hey, train! Pretty cool stuff. Got a train up there on the bridge. And we're on Highway 84 now, on our way back to Portland, shooting through this little canyon here. We got a guy with a beacon on in front of us. All right. So we're basically full of fuel. We've just slept, so no need to find us a rest area. And one thing about keeping in Oregon is all of our trips are within a sleep, so basically we could have a day cab if we wanted. But I like the extra fuel mileage. You don't have to fill up so often. Thanks to the invisible wall of the first Oregon episode, our truck damage is a little bit high, but not too awful bad. All right, Sophie is leveled up. Yeah, having 20 drivers in my company lets the cash roll in. And I haven't spent a whole lot of money buying trailers. I bought one custom trailer for me to use, and now I gave it to my best AI driver, the first AI driver I ever hired, to try to get more money out of her because she's the most experienced. But as far as buying a trailer for everyone, it kind of seems like a risk versus reward sort of thing. If I buy everyone flatbeds, then, you know, they can only carry flatbed cargo, and that's the cheapest. So do I diversify? Do I buy a refrigerated trailer for each garage? Do I buy a flatbed for each garage? Do I buy a curtain side for each garage? You know, it's one of those things that you have to make a decision as a business owner. And right now, I'm just a driver, going from place to place, seeing what we can see. And that sunrise behind us is pretty awesome. And I imagine we'll be seeing Portland shortly. Can't wait to start seeing some new things along the trip. Oh, we're drag racing this bus. And it's a good thing that we're going back this way, because that bridge that we just came off of was not technically discovered when we drove by the first time on the other side of the highway over there. There's a hydroelectric plant from my battle buddy. He said the Dalles does have a hydroelectric plant, so this is that. Pretty cool. I imagine it does produce a lot of electricity, but I couldn't be bothered to actually research and find out exactly what it supplies and how much electricity, or how many kilowatt hours, I guess they measure that stuff in, how much that produces. Oh, nice sunrise back there. That is cool. If I can drive going the wrong way here. Nice. Pretty cool indeed. Pretty high contrast, of course, staring directly into the sun. Let's see, was that South Park that said, don't stare directly into the sun, Eagle? Or was that don't run with scissors, Eagle? I can't remember, but that's why they ended up on the island of misfit mascots. So we're not going to stare directly into the sun anymore. But I hope your weekend was awesome. I'm recording this on the Friday before the episode came out, and everyone's talking about the Mega Millions, the $1 billion Mega Millions, and it's just crazy that no one has hit it yet. And if you're a number fanatic or someone who likes strategy games, you might be thinking, well, the higher cost or the higher payout draws more people in, that increases the odds that someone's going to hit it, and it just sort of goes up exponentially. And once it gets up this high, the chances of you being a sole winner are pretty slim, considering how many number combinations there are. But, you know, I didn't do well in math class. All right, yeah, we are going 60. I didn't do well at math class, so probabilities and all that stuff, that's not my cup of tea. If you've been around my channel long enough, you'll know that I like strategy games. I started off with Crusader, well, I actually started off with Hearts of Iron, went to Crusader Kings 2, now I'm on Europa Universalis, and I don't crunch the math too awful hard. It's just what number looks good. Same for sort of Motorsport Manager. What numbers fit what I need them to do right now, rather than the best overall payout. Yeah, and I am not going to be speeding, because the last time I went through several of these way stations, I got pegged for going over 15 miles an hour, and that's just a snail's pace, man. 56,000 pounds we are. That reminds me of an achievement that I got. Nope, we're already speeding. Stop it. It reminds me of an achievement I got for American Truck. Before the Oregon DLC came out, I had every achievement on American Truck, and one of it was to have a massive trailer. It was with the Heavy Haul DLC, and you had to be over like 100 and I can't remember the exact number, like 175,000 pounds or something like that. And the only way to do it is you took the heaviest load in the game, and then you had to have on top of that a full fuel tank. I would have got that achievement earlier because I did all of the heavy hauls before I did that achievement, but what I didn't factor in was fuel weight, and luckily I had this beast of a fuel tank that is on this truck, so when I filled up, then it was only a matter of filling up at that weigh station and then rolling straight from the pump to the weigh station, and then I barely made it by like 4 pounds. So yeah, that was an interesting achievement to get for sure. Passing the Troutdale Airport. Speaking of airport, I've been thinking about getting back into Flight Sim. Now, keep in mind, I've never had Flight Sim on the channel, but I used to play a crap ton of Flight Sim, Flight Simulator 10, or Flight Simulator X, if you will, back in 2007, right before I got out of the Army. Flight Simulator X came out. And back then, I really didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to have something to look at. I'm a big simulator fan, obviously. So, you know, Flight Sim was just something I didn't have and would like to have. And by the time I got it, you know, I didn't know what I was doing, but I got a whole lot better. Whether or not I'm bringing it to the channel, no, probably not. That's one of those games, I guess sort of like The Sims, that you can just sit back, relax, and just chill out for a bit without any sort of goal. You know, things like American Truck. You know, you have your goals, you set your goals, and for this particular playthrough, my goal is to see every town in Oregon. That's fine. But for like Flight Sim, it's like you have to be creative enough to set your own goals or your own flights, and I don't think I'm sharp enough to do that. I imagine, like, try to land at Kitech Airport in a thunderstorm, that sort of challenge, but, you know, I don't think I'm good enough to do that. So, if I fail in private, then it's no big deal. If I fail in public, then it becomes a bit of an issue. And I try not to fail while I play these games, but sometimes you just can't help it. Speaking of fail, a Hummer that hasn't been ever taken off-road. Good sir. You know what? If you buy an SUV, you better use it as such. I mean, even at work, where I actually work when I'm not recording videos, everyone has an SUV. It's sort of like a rite of passage. If you want to work at this place, you buy an SUV. And I don't get it. I mean, terrible gas mileage, or less gas mileage than you could with a sensible car. Although I imagine the people that buy those SUVs, they're not the type to have to worry about money and fuel mileage. They just want it, I guess, for the room, and, you know, they're financially stable and they have 5 kids and they all go to soccer practice and baseball practice and football practice and all that good stuff. So you need an SUV to lug all that crap around. But me personally, as a single guy with no kids, an SUV really doesn't fit the bill. I'm more of, well, I mean, like right there. Granted, I don't have a Mustang, But I do have a Camaro, and when we see one of those, it brings a smile to my face. All right, so we are merging, and this Mustang isn't going to let me in, but I'll just slice right in there, nice and easy, real respectable like. So we're back in Portland, which means that our turnoff to go elsewhere should be coming up soonish? Question mark? Nice big 4-lane though. I do like these big 4-lane highways. Kind of gives you that big city feeling, you know. And I think we're actually going under the bridge downtown. No, we're going under the bridge that I think we drove above last time, if I'm not mistaken. I do think we need to be in the far right lane here, because we're not heading as far west as Astoria, so we are heading towards Salem. And does this split off again? Kind of looks like it on the map, although that could be an elevation difference. Yeah, there's an elevation difference. So yeah, Portland is definitely getting its mileage out of us. We're seeing it from multiple angles, and we can see the road north right there where Washington would be. And we're passing that ye old monorail. Well, not the monorail, but the lift. The ski lift, or whatever they call those things. We're passing that, so we're going back to where we came from. I'm going to need to get over again, good sir. 55, I can swing that. So it should be any time we'll be back on the unbeaten and untrodden path. So yeah, I hope your weekend was good. I would tell you how mine was, but I haven't had it yet. But any weekend I can start with recording American Truck is a good one. You may have seen last Friday, I have a brand new series on the channel, the Kingdom Come Deliverance DLC, the Amorous Adventures of Bold Sir Hans Capon. So if you are a medieval fan, RPG fan, first-person game fan, feel free to check that out. Looking forward to it for sure. Kingdom Come was a really fun game, even though it didn't translate well on the channel as far as people tuning in to watch each week. It's still fun to play. And you know, that's how I'm sort of running my channel anyway, you know. If it's fun for me to play, it's probably fun to watch. Hopefully it's fun to watch. But for the foreseeable future, definitely continuing American Truck until we can complete the Oregon DLC. As far as the Tuesday episodes of Motorsport Manager, they will continue until we win a championship in International GT. And I believe next season we have a legitimate shot at it. We're sitting in third in overall championship points with 4 races to go, and I don't think we are able to close the gap this particular season, but definitely not bad for our first season in International GT. I think maybe next season, after we get some parts, we get some funding, if the drivers have good races, we may have a shot at it. So probably a good 13 or 14 episodes left of that at the bare minimum. As far as the Wednesday series goes, we have the Europa Universalis Grand Strategy, in which I've continued my Crusader Kings 2 save. Obviously, we'll be playing that to its conclusion in what is the end date? 1850, I believe, in Europa Universalis. So we still got a couple 100 years to go in that game. So if you're a Grand Strategy fan, feel free to tune in there. Thursdays are winding down. There's only a scant few episodes of NASCAR Racing 2003 season left for this season. There will be 4 races left. This Thursday will be Martinsville, the short track, with Texas, Phoenix, and then the finale at Homestead to close out the year. Once I'm done with NASCAR, I'm not exactly sure what may take up Thursdays, but we'll see. And if you're screaming Red Dead 2, I'm getting it for console, but, oh, thank you, Light. Let's pass this airfield here. Pretty cool. It's like they knew we were coming. But if you're screaming Red Dead 2, that's something that I'm going to be playing on console. It's not coming to PC, unfortunately, and I don't have a console capture card. So Red Dead is something I'll be playing on my own and not recording. But if you want my thoughts on it, I can definitely try to make a video about thoughts and impressions. I may do a thoughts and impressions the first week after the season for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've been playing that here lately and really enjoying it. So I may not do a actual review, but mainly my thoughts on the game. That's pretty cool, Mill. So we're on Highway 20 now, going through the woods. We've got 3 hours to go, and this is all uncharted territory right here. Once we made that left turn at the airport, we were on the unbeaten path, as it were. A nice quaint drive through here, though. Got some houses over here. What are those? What are they up to? Nice. It's cool to see people's driveways and like houses right off the road. You see little highways like this that run through towns and whatnot that, you know, people do live right off the road, and you see like hidden drive signs, and you're always, you know, on edge wondering, is some idiot going to just back out of their driveway right into 55-mile-an-hour traffic? I wouldn't want to live on the highway, not right on the highway, that's for sure. Give me a few blocks, and then I'm good. Little substation there. So pretty cool to see some infrastructure laid out, and it feels like the wilderness. It feels untouched. We are passing a sawmill, and there's some logs just laying on the side of the road. Maybe they actually do that, but that kind of seems a little dangerous to leave these big batches of logs out. I imagine if a vehicle were to hit them at speed, it would do quite a bit of damage. Granted, I think it would do less damage than a concrete barrier because the logs would actually move, but still pretty solid and pretty heavy. Do a lot of damage for sure. All right, so a trailer parking over there, right by the mill. So another sawmill. Looks like a lot of sawdust down there. And right on the lake too. That's pretty efficient to have all of your product just barged out right up the river to Portland or wherever it's going. Now we're starting to get to some interesting switchback roads and a Tesla dealer out here because of course. Yeah, the real sponsors, the real companies mod, you know, I'm not sure which, 45, huh? We'll back it down. You know, the real companies mod places, back to 35, huh? Well, we can swing that. All right, 6 out of 14. We are in Newport, Oregon. We have an Aaron's here, or an Aaron's, Aaron's. Yeah, 25, and we are in the city limits. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to Coos Bay, next to a Texaco here. And nice little strip mall, or shopping mall here. This definitely feels like a pretty cool downtown area, like a small town intersection, got a car wash that we wouldn't even think about fitting in. All kinds of good stuff. All right, let's roll, Autobots. So this is the 101 now, is it? All right, pretty cool. So we'll lock her down at 25. So the historic bayfront is to our left. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing the historic bayfront, but we're definitely passing all these shops. Now, what would really bring this place to life is if they had people walking or standing on the sidewalk. Because, I mean, this is a pretty busy main street, I would say, and it doesn't really look as such. Especially at 9:30 in the morning, you think people are, you know, running from work to get maybe some late breakfast, doing some grocery shopping or something. Got some graffiti there. Huh. Well, you know the gangs of this place are pretty high up there. You don't mess with those Newport newsies, or whatever you want to call them. All right. So there's a police car. Not sure if that is Oregon colors or not, but that's what the Oregon troopers are driving. Oh, we're going 35 now, are we? How nice of you to tell me. Oh, nice rotating burger. Got a burger shot up here. And then the historic Bayfront right lane. Well, that is us. We are in the right lane, good sir. Oh, and then the right lane ends. Oh. Okay, yeah, okay. So to the right would be towards the historic Bayfront, but we're continuing straight, which is not the historic Bayfront. Got it. Oh, take a look at this bridge, though. The Yaniqua Bay Historic Bridge. Wow. That's cool. That is cool indeed. And it looks like down there is actually a delivery point. The Walmart is right over there, so we could deliver to that place down there. Got some breaking waves off the coast. That is pretty cool. Yeah, massive bridge for sure. And I can see that being a historic bridge. I imagine once that thing was put in, that provided a lot of traffic flow to this area. And what do we have over here? The rehabilitation center? Nope, a healthcare center. Call 555-778-8787. All right, the Oregon Coast Aquarium is the next right. I wonder if there actually is an aquarium down there. Yeah, the aquarium's just that away, and so is Walmart. This aquarium brought to you by Walmart. All right, highway is going to split here. I imagine it's going to pick up speed as well. Nope, we're going to a stoplight. We're just following this police officer right on through. We have ourselves a police escort through Oregon. Granted, no lights and siren, and we can't run any red lights. But that would be cool indeed. I know you can run red lights when it comes to the Escort DLC that is in Euro Truck Simulator. They basically put blocker trucks in every intersection, and you just roll no matter what color the light is, which is pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to integrate that into American Truck. $300,000 in jackpots. Yeah, but it ain't no billion-dollar mega millions, though. All right, let's get on up to speed here. 45 and possibly a 55 coming up. And the lane ends, so we're going to need to put metal to the pedal to get around this camper, whacking camper. All right, top gear, 2 hours and 9 minutes to go. Cop on cop action. And hopefully, we're free and clear the rest of the way. I'd like to see some coastline, please. Ask and ye shall receive, apparently. So there is the Pacific Ocean. Now, I don't know if the beach, if you could call it that, looks like that. The sandbar, maybe. I don't know the technical terms, but right next to the Pacific Ocean. Call us Lewis and Clark because we found it. And yeah, I know I said it in, what was that, the New Mexico DLC or the Arizona DLC, but could you imagine not having a road through here? Just having to go through this place on horseback or on foot? That's when exploring was really exploring, man. Now you just get on Google Maps because the satellite's been there before you. Another bridge. Maybe good fishing there. And definitely good logging through here, unless this is a no logging zone. I don't know if Oregon has sort of forest laws that prevents certain forests from being logged. I imagine so. But there's certainly no shortage of trees, that is for sure. You know, and here I thought this was going to be a nice coastal drive. I mean, we're probably on the coast. Yeah, I was going to say, the ocean is probably literally right there. There's just so many trees that we can't see it. Let's drop some gears here. We're starting to get to, there we go, South 101, a nice pull-off spot. Breaking water. Yeah, that might be the screenshot right there, because we are right on the ocean, 35 miles an hour and just cruising. With a pretty steep cliff, I am not gonna lie. All right, pretty tight turn. We don't want our trailer dragging the inside, so we'll stay on the white line on the outside groove here. Have a bit of a rest stop here. And that's a short track. If we were driving on our own without a load or a time restriction, that might be a pretty cool short track to get on and just do laps around. Do 50 laps around the Washburn State Park, apparently. Let's see if we can peek in and see what we got. Yeah, a pretty scenic rest area. Probably could have been a short track once upon a time. Get some modifieds on it, put up some grandstands. You've got yourself the Pacific Ocean 100. Call me when you start making money. Yeah, pretty tight turns through here. Unfortunately, it feels like we're doing the Death Star trench run. Just sort of shooting through the middle of the trees. I imagine laying this road was pretty difficult. Oh, here we go. The historic bridge over Cape Creek. Oh, man. That's a drop. And that's a wall. Yeah, don't drive an external view, kids. Hopefully it didn't damage the load. We'll see. 1%. Oh, well, we were only making, what, 25 grand on it? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey and all that good stuff. We will have to repair our truck, though, before our next run. Lights, camera, action. $500, Sabrina. You better pick up your game. Wow. I tell you, sightseeing is dangerous, but when you got views like this, it's well worth it. I'm not sure what lake that is. I imagine pretty good hiking location. Yeah, just cruising, man. We might have to downshift up this hill, though. Yeah, I imagine this place is pretty hilly, right next to the ocean. It kind of looks like they had to cut through some rock in order to get things done, put a bridge where they need it to. In fact, here we go. Ooh, pointy bridge. That's an interesting bridge for sure, with no name. Oh, and nice power lines off in the water. Got a rail line there with a rotating bridge. Tell you, bridges for days, man. Passing over what could be a delivery point, another logging place. Pretty cool stuff. We can't get down there, though. But, like, the detail that they put, even off-road, is pretty staggering. All right, almost to Coos Bay, crossing the railroad tracks. Hopefully we don't have to stop for a train. But it looks like it's a pretty straight shot here. One track. Welcome to Coos Bay. We can't stop at the North Bend Information Center. That's a shame. I require information, good sir. Like, where am I going? Looks like it might be a left turn. So here we are in Coos Bay, and once again they have the grid layout. Almost looks like a bar over there. No, it's a service center. And Coos Bay discovered. We are halfway seeing all of the cities in the Beaver States coming through. Nice, with no lights on this main stretch. I like it. Either that or we're just terrible in running every single one of them. But yeah, they're just four-way stops, or two-way stops, I mean. We will have to slow up here, though. Oh, no we won't. I stand corrected. I like it when lights fall our way. So yeah, we are blasting right through the heart of Coos Bay all the way. America's finest. Got a gas station there. I'll fill up off camera. And I'll probably get a sleep and a repair in as well. So Coos Bay will be our place of debarkation in the next episode. And yeah, we're just shooting straight on through. Oh, a nice ship mural there. I wonder if they ship pants. Oh, hold on, van. Come on now, that's what I thought. You don't want to be in my way. All right, another healthcare center. All about the healthcare in Oregon. I like it. 35 miles an hour will do it. And the light decided to change for us too. Now this is a pretty big Walmart on the left. Walmart Supercenter over here. Take a look at that. That is crazy. It kind of like reminds me of the Walmart. Oh, what was that? The Walmart with the green tagline, the natural Walmart or whatever, the nature stop or stop and save or whatever they call them. That's what they kind of reminded me of. All right, left turn glide right before the light. Or at the light, I guess. Are we going to get an arrow? Nope. Not so lucky to get an arrow. And we got to be all the way back here because we can't see when we do get an arrow if we pull all the way up. There we go. Coming through, ladies and gentlemen. Got Tesla parts to deliver to this mill. No, it doesn't make sense. I'm questioning it too. All right, so where do they want this thing? On the left? Let's cross the track and hope a train doesn't decide to cut us in half. And we are here. So we'll come into the Deep Grove Forest product and hang a left. Now it kind of looks like it's going to be around the building. Now this scumbag here on our right was a drop off the last time around. Hopefully we can pull straight in from this side. No, I'm not going to skip parking. All right, we're coming in fairly okay. Just get right out to this building. And we can even short it, or short side it. We might need to be over here a little bit to get it more straight. But yeah, we should be fine. This may be a one-time reverse here. He boldly claims. It's just a shame I can't see what my trailer's doing around the stack. But we really don't need to. Yeah, why couldn't my other drop-off be here, man? That's what I'm talking about. Luckily, our mirror is far enough over. And we will get satisfactory from our 1% damage of slamming into the bridge, but shouldn't be too awful worse for the wear. And there we go. Let's drop her. Go ahead and put it in neutral. Oh, an excellent delivery. Nice. So did it not count the damage? Oh, it didn't. 1% and we got it all. 912 XP. All right, so there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Coos Bay on the west coast of Oregon. We still have Medford to see, even though we drove straight through it. We still have Eugene to see, even though we drove straight through it. Then we also have Bend, Klamath Falls, Lakeview, Burns, and Ontario. And I think that's it. So let's see what kind of jobs Coos Bay can provide for us here. Maybe we can go Winnemucca, the Dalles, basically turning right around. San Rafael, we're not going back into California. Back up to Portland won't do us any good. Now Ontario might be a run. We'll go back up the 101 to Newport and then hanging east. Probably miss Eugene, but might see Bend, might see Burns, and get to Ontario. Might be a thing to do, but for now, I'm going to go ahead, fuel up, sleep up, repair up, and be right back with you. But that is going to do it for me in this episode of American Truck Simulator. Ladies and gentlemen, a trip to Coos Bay was a success. Even though we put a little scratch on it, they didn't seem to mind, and that's the kind of client I like to work for. But that's going to do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next American Truck Simulator video. Take care.